So there I was, standing in the middle of a foreign parking lot in a city I had never been to before, feeling my heart race. I had just returned the rental car, and I could already tell something was wrong. The woman at the counter gave me that look. You know, the one, like she already knew something had happened. She asked me, "Did you notice any damage to the car when you returned it?" I froze. My mind went blank. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of panic. See, I've always been one of those people who prided themselves on being careful. I didn't speed, didn't park too close to other cars, didn't take unnecessary risks. But somehow, in the chaos of rushing around a busy tourist spot, I must have brushed against a curb. It was a tiny scratch, barely noticeable, but enough for the rental company to start talking about hundreds of dollars in damage fees. I didn't have hundreds of dollars just sitting around waiting to be used for something like this. I had a budget for the trip, but this wasn't it. And that's when I realized something. I was completely unprepared. It felt like a punch to the stomach. You know that feeling, right? When you realize you've made a mistake and it's too late to fix it. I mean, I'd read the fine print. I had thought about travel insurance, but I assumed it was just one of those things you don't really need, right? I thought I'd be fine. After all, who needs travel insurance when you're just renting a car for a couple of days? But there I was, on the verge of a small financial disaster, alone in a foreign country with no one to help. And here's the thing. I wasn't sure what to do next. Do I just pay up and take the hit? Or do I try to fight it? I was so stressed out, I couldn't even think straight. That's when I remembered. Earlier in the trip, a friend of mine had casually mentioned something about travel insurance covering car rentals, something about being able to get reimbursed if something went wrong. It didn't really click at the time, but now I was desperate. So I pulled out my phone, searched for a travel insurance provider, and stumbled across something called Auras.insure. Now, I wasn't expecting much. I'd heard about travel insurance companies before, but I had no idea what to expect from this one. But to my surprise, they had an option for rental car damage coverage, and even better, it was incredibly easy to sign up for. I went ahead and submitted the claim, fully expecting to get lost in a sea of paperwork and email chains. But instead, it was simple, straightforward. They had all the right forms, and I just had to provide a couple of details about the incident. The next day, I got an email confirming that my claim was being processed. Now, I know that sounds too good to be true, but it wasn't. It really happened. A couple of weeks later, I got the full reimbursement for the damage. Every penny I was worried about was returned to me. I felt like a weight had been lifted off my chest. It wasn't just the money, it was the peace of mind. The reassurance that I hadn't made a huge mistake and that, in the end, everything was going to be okay. Here's the takeaway. Travel insurance isn't just for emergencies where you need to cancel your flight or lose your luggage. It's for moments like this when the unexpected happens and you feel completely out of control. That's why, even though I was skeptical at first, I'm glad I took the leap and used Auras.insure. It wasn't a huge investment, and in the end, it saved me so much more. If you're planning a trip anytime soon, whether it's for business or pleasure, don't make the same mistake I did. Don't assume nothing will go wrong. Travel insurance is like a backup plan for the worst case scenario, and trust me, it's worth it. Anyway, I'm just glad I found something that actually worked when I needed it most. I'll put a link to Auras.insure down in the description, just in case you want to check it out for yourself. Honestly, it's a game changer for me, and I hope it helps you too.